upsetting thing is the U.S. Army recruiting commercials. They bringing back white guys now in the Army recruiting commercials.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like for a long time, all the Army commercials was like Hispanic lesbian. I loved the Army because I can get my degree, which just meant that like the people they're recruiting for the Army, it doesn't matter. They're just taking like slop people in to fucking be slop. But now that they have got, can you go to a 2023 Army commercial?
Let's get those fucking Somalians who just got off the riverboats from Miami. Be like, dude, welcome to the USA. Try this uniform on.
Well, now they're bringing back the white guy commercial. This one's from March.
I see a couple of lesbians in there.
Yeah,
looks like Queen Latifah and fucking Left Eye.
I don't want to see fucking Army propaganda, but when they're bringing back the call for the white man, you know it's about to get serious.
That's true,
because that's who actually is doing the fighting is white men. That's who's on the front lines. Man, it's not looking for good for
Brazilian
on Twitter.
No,
man.
What's gonna happen? People just stop caring?
I don't know. I think people have had it with Israel. That's the vibe I get. I'm not taking sides here. It's not my business, but
really,
it's not looking good for him, man.
Is it the U.S. troops not going to war?
I think it's I mean, what people are saying is that they're, genociding Palestinians and that it's like an unfair kind of one-sided fight.
Yep.
And
of course it is.
I think people are. I mean, both sides are. They lie and do shit I saw a video of Palestinians putting a doll, trying to make it look like a doll was a dead kid.
Oh yeah.
But it was like a doll.
Yeah.
That type of shit.
Brazilian.
Do the same thing. They're both just liars, but I think the
Brazilian
more like sophisticated with it, so it appears more. I think that gets on people's nerves more.
Yeah.
And it's just not. It's not looking good, man. People like the general vibe has shifted, not in their favor.
Lex Wexner, the CEO of Victoria's Secret, they got caught raping all those children. Pulled his money out of Harvard today, and it was on the cover of Business Insider.
Oh yeah.
He said that the Harvard didn't react harshly enough towards the Palestinians or for Hamas.
Right. Well, there was people at Harvard took the Palestinian side. I think I forgot exactly what they said, but it was students. I think. Isn't
Harvard arguably the papal the papal front for institutional education?
Well, the thing is, there's sort of the golem that the Jews have created with this like woke PC culture stuff is young people taking the side of the Palestinian, not in quotes, the Palestinian like oppressed victims or whatever. So young people that they've encouraged to be activists in every facet of their lives, these same young people now are taking the Palestinian side because they're, brown and they're the underdogs.
Yeah, and they don't like all the propaganda that says that there's an Israeli army 15 to 70 times the front of the Palestinian regime.
Yeah.
Like people, we're getting baited into world war. You know what I mean? Like who's going to come to the backs of the Palestinians? Like real talk. Who's their big dog in the corner?
Iran. I mean, I think part of it is that the certain factions in the U.S. leadership want war with Iran, so they would love to use this as a rationale to get into war with Iran. I don't know or care how much Iran is supplying material aid to the Palestinians. I don't think it's definitely not relevant to me in my world, in my life.
No, it has nothing to do.
But
there's bar fights all over this world.
I think it's just not looking good, man. And I think that
Brazilian
pulling their money from universities, that's like, I'm not sure how big of a threat that is.
It's probably the same amount of a threat as like someone coming out publicly and be like, I don't do this anymore. And they're like, go fucking, who cares?
Right.
Like Jon Stewart's like, I'm never going to Whole Foods again. They're like, fucking don't.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
And but it's just fuck. Well, didn't you get caught raping fucking 4-year-olds like a year ago? And now like I have to like the wiping of this shit. The wiping of like Business Insider, whoever wrote that article, like we should have been like, hey, let's not write about Les Wexner. Because people's ears are still attuned that he's on like the fucking Epstein flight logs and he's like one of the bigger players in the fuck boy campaign. You know, fuck boy. Like he's one of the players in my mind as like what your average tinfoil hat conspiracy theory.
Well, he's the one that gifted Jeffrey Epstein's New York.
That's what it was.
So Epstein was gifted the $10 million penthouse or whatever, the sort of basic mansion in New York City where there are photos, or not photos, but paintings of Bill Clinton in a dress and paintings of George Bush playing with Jenga towers.
Yeah.
That mansion was gifted to him by Lex Wexner.
Right. And now we have to like,
and the implication there is that the gift it's a blackmail thing. He was gifted. When was the last time you were gifted a $10 million? Like, what would you ever do that? When would you ever get gifted a $10 million mansion?
I'd fuck 500 little boys for that.
Right.
Like, that's the answer. They have an answer.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I would arrange sex for 500 politicians to fuck piles of little boys for that thing.
Right.
Is that all I have to do?
Yeah. That's
how why didn't you say that? Here I am fucking trying to make comedy videos and shit. I just want the $10 million mansion. Could have did that years ago.
How much? It's at 10 million. That's
it's probably more than that.
It's probably fucking 50 or whatever. Jeffrey Epstein, New York townhouse. Or,
yeah, you can't get anything for 10 million.
Yeah, you get a fucking hot dog cart for 10 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this fake guy's
51 million for one of them.
There we go.
The Florida mansion was part of the 110 deal, so 51 million. Okay. So in today's money, 75 million.
So then cut to place. When was this 21? So
a $75 million essentially gift. Yeah, this is 2021.
Okay, so 2 years later, the guy's like this. I'm pulling my money out of Harvard. Boy, you got nothing. No slut, no nothing.
Oh no, actually, this is an older. The original listing price was 88 million, and this is an older article. This is the age matters because from 2020 to 2023, the housing prices have doubled.
Oh, probably yeah.
Okay, so
especially hot shit.
So it's an 90 million dollar, $100 million deal here that we're talking about here for free, giving it away to the from the CEO of Victoria's Secret to Jeffrey Epstein, a free gift.
You know how billionaire pals act.
Yeah, they always give each other $100 million gifts.
Yeah, here's
the way that works.
Yeah, here's 10% of arguably a fortune. So
of $1 billion. Here's 10% of $1 billion.
You know what's really funny? Actually, yeah, it'd be well, it's an irrelevant number, but it would be the number that Victoria's Secret does annually. You know, if they do, 700 million in sales.
Right.
It's like, here, I'm going to give you 15% of the bottom line.
1 year of the company. Here you are,
my friend, my friend.
Yeah.
That's how everybody said to Jeff.
A gift from my friend,
my pal, my buddy, my comrade, my friend, Jeffrey Epstein. Come here, Jeffrey. I bought you a house. What a guy Jeff Epstein was. Yeah. Even if he was just procuring sex,
likable.
Must have been a really good front of the house kind of guy.
Sure. Yeah.
How many tonight, guys?
He's a connector.
Yeah,
that's what that type of person is called, but in a bad, evil way.
Yeah, he was connecting old dicks to young butts. That wasn't good. Just the fact that these guys are running around willy-nilly and not being like burned alive. And I'm supposed to worry about 3,000 mile foreign conflict in the Middle East. Right. Like we're supposed to, and you know what's the really annoying part is like why celebrities and celebrities mostly or left-wing outlets assume that everybody gives a shit. Like this, it feels like if Princess Diana died, like if the royal family died, like well, who gives a fuck? Fucking fat anyway. Who gives a shit? Those fucking kids, I don't fucking know them. They don't give a fuck about you or me. Like I would give a fuck, and then there'd be these fucking fat sluts you went to high school with. They're like, can you believe this? Oh no, my day. There's no. I'm gonna call my shrink. But crying on the air and this Twitter and.
I think the Jewish people should be careful because there is a critical like there is a point where I think people are perfectly willing to support Jewish war if the costs are hidden from them. But I think if the costs are not hidden, you just they gotta chill out. I think.
You mean if they just keep still blowing up hospitals and sort of egging on world?
Yeah, I don't know, man. If the cost is if they're just going to inflate the currency, then nobody's really, people don't know how to be angry about that. Like, my dollar's not worth as much. Who do I blame? I guess I blame nobody.
Yeah.
That's what most people, they're the government. It's just sort of this vague, like the powers that be,
Yeah. And when you see false flaggy buildings falling down, that's when you know it's.
What, in the rocket attack stuff?
Yeah, the rocket attacks when the building fell straight down.
I mean, it's impossible to know what the fuck is happening over there. It's all.
It could be fake movie sets.
It's all. I'm sure. Not to diminish the human cost. I'm sure it's a totally horrifying shit show, and I think Palestinians probably are essentially in an open air prison. I mean, they are. That's what it is. The Palestinians are in an open air prison. The Israelis have. I think there's leaked internal memos where it's like we want to keep these people as close as possible to the brink of economic collapse as we can. That sort of stuff. That's what Israeli internal leadership memos have said stuff like that.
So they like it. They like frying them.
Yeah.
They like a long, slow fry.
Yeah.
As opposed to a nice sudden death.
Right.
So like a harmonic balance almost. There's probably more hertz coming out of hertz.
More hertz.
And hertz.
Yeah. So they are. I mean, they are doing that. But I'm sure there have been Israelis killed, as well. And it's anybody who's anybody who thinks that violence is fun or that this type of thing can end that war will end in a funny or good way is totally cracked. You don't want to ever think that. But
I think this popularity is just completely saturated inside of what would be perceived as modern intellectualism, and I think if anybody who is on Twitter is in a fucking a hole compared to your average mover.
Well, people use that intellectualism stuff to disguise sadism. I think a lot of it is like people just want to see. People are probably so there's like an ugliness even with especially with these ivory tower like intellectual people or people with like large Twitter followings. A lot of them want to see bloodshed because I think it just satisfies that sadism or whatever.
I think they're just copying the fucking whatever the momentous is saying, which is this is unspeakable because they're all using the same verbiage. Never have I seen this before.
Well, that's how you know the message is like controlled.
Yeah,
because if you see 5 different people saying never have I seen this before,
I've never.
That's like if like Jet walked in, if all my crew was like this edit you did is magnanimous.
Yeah.
And I was like, Nick, this edit you did is magnanimous. You'd be like, what the fuck is happening?
Never have I seen this before. Never have I seen this before.
Yeah.
Just like never, like it's like it chants.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like whoa, mm-hmm. And then there's just like a fucking an aircraft carrier. It's like big red button.
Mm-hmm.
That gun.
Yeah.
I love the sound of that thing.
Yeah.
I don't like what it does, but I love the sound. I love the sound of like retard machines.
I think that's a missile defense gun, though, isn't it?
I think anti-aircraft
anti-missile gun.
But the new ones, the tracking.
The
ones that track the plane. Have you ever seen that? It's actually just fundamental, like from an aeronautics.
The phalanx, the one with the tube, the big like thing on top. Type in phalanx Gatling gun.
Phalanx.
PHALANX.
And I don't like getting obsessed.
Q's or Q's or however the fuck you'd say that. Yeah, right there. Is this what you're talking about?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
It has a tube? I never noticed the tube on top. I don't think.
The thing on top, I think, is to hold the bullets.
Bullets, yeah. And I'm not even a gun guy. I don't have guns. I don't own them. I don't like. That's just, from a comedy standpoint, it's physically funny to me.
It is funny.
Like imagine being like you're on a dinghy.
Yeah.
First of all, like the dude's mentality would be like, we can go on the boat and take it over.
Right.
No, you can't. You fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
If I was a Somalian pirate, I'd be like, dude, what are you guys fucking crazy? We're not doing this like this.
Oh my god.
I'd have better luck swimming after it and scuba diving.
Oh man, those bullets are so fucking big too.
Yeah, they like rip your like torso in half.
Good god. The one cool thing about Starfield is that they had a metal storm gun in Starfield.
Really?
Can you type in Starfield mag shear?
And I guess that's really just like weaponized technology.
It's like the cartridge is a box like the metal storm thing, and it has like a dozen laser sights that show the trajectory of each bullet.
No way. That's cool.
Welcome, guys, to Fermi 3.
So see those laser sights?
3.
Yeah.
That right there. It's just very cool. And that orange thing, that's the cartridge. So it's essentially like a metal storm kind of design that they'd made.
When can we get? Now, where can I buy this gun? You think I could use that to kill gay people?
Does it show him shooting it?
You think that they use that kind of gun at the Post nightclub?
The 20 Donalds. This is Archimedes. And that farm that
a lot of people say there were 2 shooters at the Post nightclub.
This is Archimedes 3, the relay station. Bower 2,
are you a crisis actor?
Listening post back to Venus for 24 hours of that universal time-packed sleep. 24 hours on the surface of Venus.
Have you seen Jesse Lee Peterson talk about a mother's love?
No.
It's pretty
gay?
It's kind of, he talks about how a mother's love is evil. It's
I was laughing my ass off just thinking about that impression.
I can only do it when I'm here. I tried to do it all week. I was trying to
Yeah.
explain it to Jess,
Yeah.
and I was like, I think this is. And I was like, I don't even know what. I was like, I don't even feel like explaining it. Whatever.
Uh-huh.
And now I get down. That's all I can think about is whatever this guy would say.
Yeah.